everybody, it's Liz with Love here and welcome to my channel. Or welcome back if you are a regular here. Whew, I got stuck on there, didn't I? Anyways, today we are building something that is very much out of my comfort zone. Something that I kind of have been wanting to build, but I've also been very scared to try to build for, well, basically since I started building. And it is a sort of catamaran wellness retreat for rich people, you know? And the impulse I had to build this catamaran was when my friend Susie announced that she's doing a build challenge within which you're supposed to build something that is out of your comfort zone. And I thought, okay, I mean, it's a sign. I should probably already build this and just shut up about it. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. I have been seeing some people build like different kind of boats and yachts in Sulani, and I thought, you know what, if I build a catamaran, I won't have to do as much furnishing because, you know, it's just like the two side parts and there's nothing in the middle. But surprise, surprise, this still involved so much furnishing that I actually ended up splitting this video in two parts. So this is the first part, and it's gonna involve all the outdoor furnishings, all the building, and basically like shaping up the yacht from the outside. Not the yacht, the catamaran. I'm probably gonna keep calling it a yacht sometimes. Sorry about that, I'm not up to date on my boat terminology. I know I am probably offending a lot of boat lovers here. I hope you can forgive me. Anyways, so you can see that the boat is kind of starting to take shape. I'm adding a lot of fences. I mean, I think like any sort of rich person boat, this was kind of inspired by the Wolf of Wall Street yacht and, you know, those kind of boats. So originally I wasn't sure that this is gonna be like a full wellness retreat or something like that, and you can totally use this lot as either a spa or a bar, or you can use it as a residential lot. Basically, it's built in a way that there is one of the, is it called a hull? The hull of one of the two hulls of the ship is accommodation. So you've got 3 en-suites in there. The other hull is a sauna and bath wing. So there you have 2 saunas, like a relaxing room, and then a like a bathroom where you have plenty of baths when you can take mud baths and things like that. There's plenty of bars, there's a massage room, and there's a lot of outdoor space with a yoga kind of space. There's 2 jacuzzis or 2 hot tubs. I actually got perfect patio from True Wantani. I'll link her Twitter down below because she's an absolute angel. As I was building this, so when I started doing this, I didn't have perfect patio, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to manage without hot tubs. And then 2 days later, Tani is like, hey, would you like a stuff bag? And I'm like, yes, please. So thanks to her, I was able to kind of like make this the full vision that I had for the build, which is super exciting. I'm very grateful to be able to do that. So yeah, that's basically it. You can see that I'm adding windows, and basically only windows in this build are those thin spotty windows because they look like ideal windows for a ship like this to me. I don't know, you probably wouldn't have large windows even though it's like a posh ship and everything. So there's large glass doors leading to the inside, but all the windows are quite small. So this is basically 3 floors. A lot of outdoor space, which like half of this video is just me furnishing the outdoor space, and I'm adding like a little you know, what is it called in English? Damn it, what's it called in English? A pier. It's called a pier. Sorry, I just had like a momentary brain fart. Anyways. I found out that since the ship is technically like on the 2nd floor, but it is lowered onto the water so that you don't have foundation, I couldn't have any stairs or a ladder going from the pier to the ship. So what I ended up doing is I added a ladder that goes into the water on the side of the ship, and then on the back there's also like another ladder into the water. So your Sims can get through there fine. It's just not gonna be, you know, they're gonna walk on the pier and then climb up the ladder. They're gonna have to jump into water and make their way up one of the ladders. I'm not sure if the ladder on the front is usable because it's like right next to the pier, but they can for sure get up through the ladder in the back, and that's not that far off. So yes, it is usable, playtested, all that kind of stuff, but like some of the things are little workarounds so that you can fully use it, but it still looks kind of realistic and as it would in real life. Basically what I did now is I opened all the different like wall decorations for the outside, you know, like when you click on the is the flower box on like the little options panel that you have for the outside building, and I was like going through what I can add to make it a little more interesting. And then I moved on to the upper deck, which is basically the captain's deck. I again have no idea about the correct boat terminology, so if there's any boat nuts out there, you're probably gonna think I'm a complete idiot. Yeah, but that's where the that's where all the machinery is and everything like that. Well, machinery is probably not the right word, you know, but that's all where all the technical stuff is, and that's where you steer the boat from and everything. And then I found this sign that I could put on the side of the boat because the one that I had originally there, I didn't like it, so I was really happy that I found that one. And basically, on the top deck, there is this flagpole connected to basically just like a bunch of items stacked to look like a bunch of technical things that you would have on a ship. I have no idea what their functions would be, how they would work, but you know, it looks cool in The Sims, so good for me. And I sort of kept adding some features to the boat, like I added those little arches, like half arches that you connect to a wall to the front of the ship. I think that looked pretty cool. I added some fairy lights in the front, you know, because it is like a wellness sort of retreat catamaran, so you would have like fairy lights or something like that because it looks very you know, wellnessy. I don't know, I'm just rambling in this voiceover, am I not? I'm really happy that I decided to split this video into two parts, like the outside and then the furnishings, because imagine how much I would be rambling if this was a 40-minute video. I think that by the end of it I would just be like, what else do you want me to say? It's a boat, okay? Yeah, but that's basically what it is. I just feel awkward about not knowing the technical terms as I'm trying to tell you what I am doing. And when I asked on Twitter, like, what would you guys like me to talk about in the voiceover, one suggestion that popped up is, where would you want to go on this ship? Like, where would you want to take it? Where would you want to visit? And like, this catamaran is mainly meant to be like a wellness retreat for rich people, so I can't really like see myself going on there and traveling somewhere because, well, firstly, I'm not a rich person, obviously, and secondly, okay, I'm gonna be the sustainability freak here and bother you for a bit about how unsustainable cruise ships are and how unethical the business is and things like that. And this is obviously not like a cruise ship, this is something different, but still, like, the emissions from cruise ships and big ships like this can be quite awful. And like the cruise ship and like big ship wellness ship business is quite a shady one. So my answer to that is, you know, I probably would not go on this ship. But let's take that this is like the epitome of sustainability. It is the most eco-friendly ship in the world. It doesn't produce any emissions. It's like a magical ship. What would I do in that case? Then I think I would love to travel somewhere, like, obviously I would love to travel to Sulani, obviously, but in real life, definitely either Caribbean, which, I mean, if you don't want to travel to the Caribbean, who are you? or Bali and Indonesia in general. I know that's very basic. Screw it, I'm a family-friendly channel, what do I say? That's a very basic person of me. Sometimes it's hard not to swear when I'm doing voiceovers, okay? But yeah, I would love to visit Indonesia. I am a big yogi and I love doing yoga, I really enjoy it, and like a lot of the yoga community centers a lot around Bali. Like, I have a yoga Instagram that, I mean, I don't use it anymore, but like 90% of the people I knew there have been to Bali, and many of them lived at Bali. And Bali is just like such a yoga place, so I would love to go, but maybe somewhere on Bali that's not as touristy, or like, you know, when you talk about things like yoga retreat or something like that at Bali, it feels like something super spiritual and like in the wilderness, but that area is becoming quite commercial as we speak. So I think I would still want to go like somewhere more secluded in Indonesia, maybe not like Bali exactly. Anyways, that is something that's very far in the future for me, because I am a broke student and I ain't going to Bali anytime soon. But tell me guys, where would you travel on a ship like this if you could travel anywhere, like a seaside destination or something like this, like somewhere tropical like Sulani, or would you take it the unconventional way and go somewhere cold? I hate the cold, so I wouldn't. But I would love to see Scandinavia, so maybe I would take a slight detour, maybe sometime in the summer when it's not as cold. Anyways, back to the build. I've just been, talking about traveling for like 5 to 10 minutes at this point. So I have gotten to the upper decks, like the middle upper decks. You know, you've got the upper deck with the captain's stuff, and then you've got the middle deck. On one of them is the yoga space with like a little massage chair, and then on the other side of it is a bar. And I really love how this bar turned out. I used the spa day bar and put the dine out like heater towers. What are they called? Like the lights/heaters that you usually have in outdoor restaurants. Well, I put those on the side, and I really like how it looks. And then in a minute you'll see that I will be using are they bowling night chairs? Let's see. But one of the best bar chairs in the game. If you guys don't have bowling night, it's one of the best stuff packs in my opinion. I know I'm a builder, so like a lot of my opinions are based on the build mode, but honestly, bowling night is amazing. The cast is great, there's quite a bit of gameplay, gives your sims a place to go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that chairs are bowling night. Yeah, they definitely are. And this catamaran also involves quite a few plants around the place, because I thought, if it is a wellness retreat, I think people would want to have plants around and things like that, even though it probably isn't the most practical on like a ship like this. But I really like how I filled this space without making it look cluttered, because if you guys didn't know, I suck at building modern. So that's probably why I was so intimidated by building something like this for so long, because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna screw it up, it's gonna look awful, it's gonna be empty. Because I like building like older builds or cluttered builds or witchy builds, because you can just put a bunch of stuff down and it's gonna look good. With modern builds, it's harder, because it's hard to make them look cluttered but naturally cluttered, or like lived in but not cluttered. Do you get what I mean? That's the reason I struggle with modern builds, basically. I feel like I can't clutter them as I would like to, because then they will just look messy. So yeah, that's why I usually just build, witchy huts and older homes and things like that, because modern homes intimidate me. And modern builds in general, not just homes. You can see that I did this thing where I put the spa day benches around the jacuzzis, which I didn't realize makes them unusable, because I don't know what I was thinking, okay? You can just delete the benches if you don't know this build. It looks good, okay? stop staring at me. So yeah, that's what I did. You guys know that sometimes I just make my builds like that way for the appearance of it, and like I sometimes say, this is not the case, but I sometimes say that you can make a usable item into a decor. Like, if there's a usable item that you put somewhere where you can't access it, can't use it, but it just looks good, and you don't really need to use it, well, why not just leave it there because it looks good? Not all the usable items have to be used as usable items. They can just be used as decor. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know, firstly, what building type intimidates you, and secondly, where would you travel on this ship? I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe and turn the bell notifications on so that you don't miss any of the videos. I'll be putting the second part up sometimes probably next week, and between that I'll do a bit of build tours for your builds. Anyways, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!